we can go live.
All right, starting to go live. Starting, still starting. And we're live.
We can go live.
Go live. All right, starting to go live.
I think someone. Okay, great. All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the meeting of the Environment Subcommittee. And I've got to say, we are outliers in sticking with Zoom. Now, Tower, I want to let you know that partly it was because I was thinking of you that didn't want you to have to run in from Baltimore just for this, if we did it in person. So,
thank you. I can make it next time if you need me in person.
Okay, all right. No, it's especially since we have one bill, but okay. So speaking of that one bill, it's SB 354, and where we left off last time was the Senate amended it to take into account a project in Hancock, and we asked for more information about that project, which we did receive, and I'll ask Kristen to summarize it shortly, and then we can consider what we want to do with the amendment as is recommended by the Senate sponsor. So, Kristen, if I could turn things over to you.
Sure. Yeah, I did send a little information out on the project last night. What we learned that there is an industrial wastewater facility, actually I had it written down, but I don't know what I did. That Lanco
Penguins. Yeah.
And they're a cheese manufacturer, and they have an industrial wastewater treatment plant. The town of Hancock has received funding from the Bay Restoration Fund, with a portion of that funding is to be used to tie in this industrial wastewater facility into the town of Hancock's facility. And so there is money in this year's capital budget for that project for the town of Hancock, with the portion to go towards the project of this industrial wastewater facility tie-in. And so the amendment language that we received would indicate that the act would not apply to any privately owned industrial wastewater facility that is connecting to a publicly owned wastewater facility and has been awarded grant funding for this purpose from the Bay Restoration Fund in the fiscal year 2023 capital budget or any preceding capital budget. And so that language is intended to ensure that that project can continue and to receive the funding from the Bay Restoration Fund for that facility to tie into the public facility.
And Kristen, the Senate had basically put that in as codified language initially. Is that right? The floor amendment that they added?
Yes, it came over from the Senate in the codified portion because there's definition changes of what a privately owned wastewater facility is. We really needed to separate that out. And so what this language, the substitute amendment would strike the floor amendment language and instead would add the uncodified language. And I can bring that up. I don't think I sent it out again.
Sure.
So there's just, so this would again strike that language that came over from the Senate in the codified section, and then puts it out into the uncodified and expresses, the intent that the bill would not impact that project that's underway.
Right. So I guess because some of the money that's that's going from the BRF for this project could be construed as benefiting a private wastewater facility. Yes, the senator representing representing Hancock wanted this amendment put in to make clear that that project was still allowed. So that's the purpose for this amendment. But moving forward, support for that type of facility wouldn't be allowed under the bill. So does anyone have any questions about either, about the project in Hancock and the Lanco Penguin facility, or what the amendment would do? Delgado.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So this amendment to this Senate bill, correct? Senate bill,
Yes, that's right.
would change it from how the House bill left our committee?
It would, the House bill, and actually I was the sponsor of the House bill,
I
did not
thought
have,
so, yes.
yeah, it didn't have this exception in it. So yeah, it would change it from the way we pass it over. I don't know if in the House they're going to take up my bill and conform it or what, but it would change it. That's right.
Right, also, would this impact other facilities? I have concerns about some of our affordable housing units, like trailer parks and things like that, that might have a combined thing to allow them to hook up to a municipality or something, that they wouldn't be able to get any kind of help to make that
Right.
happen.
If it's the way that the bill defines privately owned wastewater facility for purposes of funding under the BRF is if it provides wastewater treatment or disposal services to multiple residential dwelling units.
Yeah, I just have some concerns about that. I sort of been supportive of the bill along, but
Yeah,
I don't know here at the end whether I'll be able to.
sure. And I should amend what I just said, that what the bill says is that even if if a project meets that definition of privately owned wastewater facility, if they've been non-compliance anytime during the past 2 years with a discharge permit, then they can't provide funding unless, and there's certain criteria that would provide an exception to that situation.
So the department would make that decision?
Yes, you mean under that sort of exception? Yeah. Yes, that's right.
All right, I have my reservations, but thank you.
Okay. Delegate Ruth?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Tyler, for all the information, for getting that information. That's very helpful. And I just want to clarify, if I understand right, that the Hancock facility is going to get that upgrade before Lanco is connected to it. Do I understand that right?
So the Hancock facility needs to have an expanded capacity in order to take the flow from Lanco. So Hancock will have to have that ENR upgrade, that some of this money also pays for that expansion, and then they can handle the flow from Lanco.
Great, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, any other questions?
Mr. Chair, did Robin Clark have any comments on this? Did she have any additional information?
Yeah, I don't know. Robin, do you want to weigh in? Robin? Okay, well, let's see.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I missed.
Oh, that's okay.
I was on the phone with another delegate and I missed the question.
Okay, well, did you have any feedback about, I guess, what we've been discussing about either this particular, the amendment or the bill overall as amended?
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. We are okay with the amendment, understand the, might be need for small exemption. I mean, the legislation itself also, the amendments in the body are allowing for certain exceptions such that private facilities could receive funding. And I would just point out that of particular interest to us is actually the first section of the bill that provides additional transparency with regard to what's being funded.
All right, that's about submitting the intended use plan.
Correct.
Right.
This will be very helpful.
Okay. Let's see, Delegate Gilchrist.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll move the amendment.
Okay,
Second,
all right, great. Any questions about the amendments? Again, we're striking some language from the bill, which basically addressed this issue in so the codified part of the bill and is putting it into uncodified language. Any further questions about what the amendment does?
No, Mr. Chair. Move the bill.
Okay, all right, well, let's take the amendments. All those in favor of the amendment, say aye.
aye,
Oppose the bill as amended.
I'll move the
Sounds
bill.
like, okay, great. All those in favor of the bill as amended, say aye.
Aye.
aye,
Opposed?
No,
Okay, all right, bill passes as amended.
Vice Chair Stein, I'm just noticing that I don't know if anybody's looking at it this closely, but I noticed I have an error in my line numbers of the floor amendment to be taken out. So that would be on, this amendment has some technical updates that will happen, but it's line, I believe starts at line 5
Right,
through 12. So I just want to point that out in case anybody sees that and they get concerned. That is a mistake. I'm not sure what it is,
okay.
but that
Everyone
will
good
be
with,
taken accordingly.
yeah, everyone good with that?
Thank you.
Okay, great,
Motion to be good with that.
okay. I don't know if a second's required for that, but all right. Thank you. Well, that's it for us today. Stay tuned. We might meet again. But that's
Mr. Chairman, I do have some interest in Senate Bill 229 on the on-farm Have I froze up?
yeah, you froze up a little bit there.
I need Jay's antenna hat.
Oh, yeah, his tin hat there. Yes.
Yeah, but I do have the Senate Bill 229. I do have some interest in that, but I hope we can give some consideration to.
Okay, you and I catch up right after this call. How about that?
All right, sounds fine. Thank
is
you.
I'll
that
give
the
you a
one,
call.
is that the one that goes from 5,000 to 40,000?
Yeah, something to that effect, yes.
Yeah, I'm interested in that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
me
I'll
too,
try
Mr.
to.
Chair.
What's that?
Me too, Mr. Chair.
Okay. All right.
Do
All
we
right,
have
well,
a
how about-
work group here?
We might. Let me circle back with each of you. Let me just make sure I get
That'd be
everything.
fine.
So,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Delegate Otto, Delegate Ruth, and Delegate Stewart. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll follow up with everyone. Okay. Thanks very much.